right, Shalom, Akim.
Shalom.
We would like to start off by giving our honor and glory to Yahawashi, Yahawashi, Kakudash. Double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of great millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of everything elect. All right, we are the GMS Mississippi camp. All right, I'm Zahad to my right.
Lamar Ariya.
To my left, Shaquat, behind the camera.
Abadya.
Hey, do you qualify for that high value man? All right, do you qualify for that high value man? Now, we're not talking about sisters qualifying for a high value man. All right, we're not talking about Israelite women in general. All right, as a matter of fact, can you get Jeremiah 6:2 first to get the foundation of what we're talking about as far as the high value man? All right, because at the end of the day, all right, the high value man ultimately is Yahawashi. All right, that's the high value man. How is he the high value man? Because he fulfilled his lot. All right, and fulfilling his lot has been a sacrificial lamb for the nation of Israel. He's crowned the ruler of all that he surveys, the ruler of all existence. So that's not a high value man. I don't know what it is. All right, go ahead.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6, verse 2. I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman.
So now that will extend to the elect. So we're that comely and delicate woman, man. Which comely means beautiful. In the eyes of Yahawashi, the elect spiritually are beautiful, man. All right? So the woman that potentially could qualify for that high value man is that hopeful elect. That's why we call it the hopeful elect.
Right.
All right? Because it's like y'all remember that movie Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? It was 5 golden tickets. But by the end of it, only one person could get that golden ticket to inherit that palace, inherit that factory. All right? Or you might have to show The Bachelor, and they'll have so many women, but by the end of it, he can only choose one woman.
Right.
So we're that hopeful elect. And that bachelor is Yahawashi, that high value man.
That's right.
All right?
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 2. That thou mightest fear the Lord Yahweh, thy power, to keep all his statutes and his commandments, which I command thee, thou and thy son and thy son's son, all the days of thy life, and that the days may be prolonged.
Yep. Break it down.
Also, I thought this one you want to bring out.
No, you don't do the Deuteronomy 62, right?
Yeah, I just brought up Jeremiah 62.
I got this.
So you go ahead, bro. Sorry,
It's
bro.
Galatians 6 and 16. And it says, and as many as walk according to this rule, peace be on them and mercy, and upon the Israel of Yahweh Bashim.
The Israel of Yahawashi, meaning we're his property. And truth be told, right? Truth be told, we came into the world dirty. All right? We came into this world dirty, man. Really, we came in this world like whores. All right? But we're whores that woke up to this truth, and now we're trying our best. Yeah, you dropped it, bro. Now we're trying our best to walk like pure women, man. So now we're going through a cleansing process, man. All right? So the elect, we didn't come in like perfect Pharisee type Israelites. We came in from this filthiness, man. You meet a woman from you meet a woman in the truth, right? Or you meet a woman that's an Israelite, she might got tattoos from the world. You know, I mean, she might have been also setting up niggas in the world. But if she woke up to Yahawashi, now, although she still has the physical residue of her old life, spiritually she's been cleansed.
Right.
All right?
And we have that shame upon us. You know,
that's right.
Now we're trying to cover ourselves with the spirit, man. So that exposure of wickedness, you know what I'm saying, transgression, that'll be off of us, man. You know, any woman who wants to be presentable and accepted by a man, a high value man, speaking of Yahawashi, they're gonna, dress the part, man. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be purified themselves, that acceptance will be worthy, man.
Yep.
Gotcha. It's Baruch 4 and 26. My delicate ones have gone rough ways.
Yeah, and what's the rough ways? These cargo slavery. All right, the American way.
That's right.
All right, it's a rough way. And what it did, it turned out his woman.
That's right.
All right, westernization turns a woman to a whore. Once a woman is westernized, she is now a whore. So, although we got kicked out of our homeland for spiritual whoredom, we woke up to the American way and became whores. But now we've waking back up to our husbands. And we're like, well, wait a minute, this is not our way.
Right.
The American way is not our way.
Right.
We're the Israelites. All right, so now we're repenting.
That's right.
So we're taking off the garments of whoredom and putting on the garments of repentance, man. All right. Now we're learning etiquette. You remember that thing called etiquette school? When we're walking in the ways of Yahawashi, we're learning etiquette now. You know,
Galatians 6, what we just read, meaning walk according to this rule.
That's right.
According to this new standard.
That new standard, man. See, the Israelite woman in America is not being held to any standard. You know? But the elect, the hopeful elect, she's walking to a standard, man. You got it, bro.
Isaiah 52:1. Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion, put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem.
And what's our beautiful garments? The 613. Law, statutes, and commandments, our beautiful heritage, our beautiful culture. That's our garments. Because without your garments, you're naked. Right. But who walks around naked? Whores.
Right.
So we're shameless whores prior to waking up to this truth, man.
That's right.
All right?
Good. The holy city, for henceforth, there should be no more coming to thee the uncircumcised and the unclean.
Lie.
Verse 2, shake thyself from the dust.
Lie.
Arise and sit down, O Jerusalem. And that dust represents that state of confusion, man.
Yep.
That's part of those rough ways that our people spiritually, you know what I'm saying, went into, man. You know, Christianity,
Yep.
all the different religions came about out of that, out of Roman Catholicism, you know?
And that's spiritual whoring.
Yeah.
All right? But we've waking up to our nationality. Now we're being transformed. We're being renewed.
That's right.
So our whole thing is, although we had a past, you know how to say every woman has a past? Well, the hopeful elect has a past.
That's right.
But now we want that high value man. Because really that was our husband in the first place that casted us off. Ultimately it was the Most High, but he casted us off, man. So, you got it? But now we're going through that process of being groomed into being the Hebrew wife, man. You know?
Yep. So it says, verse 2, shake thyself from the dust,
Which is that confusion,
right? Arise and sit down, O Jerusalem. Loose thyself from the bands of thy neck, O captive daughter of Zion.
Yeah, because and why do they call us the captive daughter? We're products of this captivity. You know how Jacob be product of his environment. He has a certain mannerism about himself, a certain mindset. We're product of 400 years in America. We're product of 2,000 years of being away from the old country.
Right.
We're products of that stuff, man.
Right.
Because even when we was in Africa, we weren't 100% on point, you know?
Right.
So we're products of 2,000 years of a falling away,
That's right.
Right.
of going through different captivity. Even before then, we was going through different captivities, man. So now we're practicing the right way.
Right.
You know, it's like I'm just going back to the reference. You taking a hood chick, and you trying to put her in high heels.
Right.
You know, she used to wear Jordans. She used to have masculine mannerisms. Now, when you first put that hood chick in them high heels and that dress, it's awkward.
That's right.
She awkward with it.
That's right.
So, but it takes time to get that femininity
That's
back.
it.
That's right.
It takes time to get that etiquette back, man.
That's right.
Reprogram.
Reprogram.
He got one for you,
All
bro.
right.
All right, this is the book of John, chapter 8, starting verse 1. Yahawashi went unto the Mount of Olives, and early in the morning he came again into the temple. And all the people came unto him, and he sat down and taught them. And the scribes and Pharisees brought unto him a woman taken in adultery. And when they had set her in the midst, they say unto him, Master, this woman was taken in adultery in the very act. Now Moses in the law commanded us that such should be stoned, but what sayest thou? This they said, tempting him, that they might have to accuse him. But Yahawashi stooped down, and with his finger wrote on the ground as though he heard them not. So when they continued asking him, he lifted himself and said unto them, he that is without sin among you, let him cast the first stone at her.
And spiritually, all right, it's pretty much, what do you call it, ascertained that he was writing down their sins.
That's right.
But spiritually, that woman was spiritually Israel.
That's it.
All right?
That's it.
So that represented that Israel was going to have for forgiveness of her sins.
That's right.
Forgiveness of her whoredom. Because
it.
as it was written,
Yeah.
it was written that we was going to commit that whoredom.
That's it.
So part of that was the Most High is not going to judge us according to the prayers of King David. Judge not us according to our sins.
Right.
So the Most High ultimately is going to have mercy on this woman after he chastised her.
And because of this mercy, we can get that high value man.
Because of that mercy,
You know?
we get that high. We have been casted off. We get that high value man. Hey, we're gonna get saved. Because we want getting into the chariots is getting saved.
That's it.
Now what they say in the world, don't save her.
Yeah.
You can't turn the hoe to a housewife.
But we want to be saved.
But we want to be saved. You know, and really, Yahawashi is turning a whore into a housewife.
That's right.
That's right.
A wild Western whore to a Eastern Hebrew housewife,
Damn.
man.
That's heavy.
All right.
Hey, Squad, can you read? He got a little more.
Verse 8, again he stooped down and wrote on the ground, and they which heard it being convicted by their own consents, went out one by one, beginning at the eldest even unto the last, and Yahawashi was left alone, and the woman standing in the midst. When Yahawashi had lifted up himself and saw none but the woman, he said unto her, Woman, where are those thine accusers? Have no man condemned thee? She said, No man, Lord. And Yahawashi said unto her, Neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more.
Yep. So going to show you what time we were in. Because by the book, she was supposed to have been put to death. But we're in a time of repentance, man.
Right.
And that was symbolic for the nation of Israel. Because it said in Jeremiah 6:2, I've likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman.
Right.
So he looks at his nation like a woman. Hence Ezekiel 16, which is, that chapter is for a different lesson because of the time. But and if a brother could get 2 Corinthians 11:2. And were you looking for something, bro?
It was just a quick point in Ezekiel 16.
Okay,
All right, this is Ezekiel 16, verse 30.
Spirit.
Yep. It says, How weak is thy heart, said the Lord Yahweh, seeing thou doest all these things, the work of an imperious, whorish woman.
And what's that imperious whorish woman? You know how Eve got that high mind and she got that dominant one-up mentality? You can't tell her nothing?
Yeah, outspoken.
Outspoken, because I think that's where you get the word emperor from, imperious. All right, just high-minded. So that's the high mind we had in the ancient world, was committing spiritual harlotry, man. All right.
Verse 31, And that thou buildest thy eminent place in the head of every way, and makest thy high place in every street.
Now, Elder Kazako always going to those eminent places. Like you have Gad with the Indian mounds. All right, you would build those high places to offer up your sacrifices, man. All right, because you can't forget. The Northern Kingdom represents that woman too.
That's right.
And in Northern Kingdom, and she really went harder than idolatry.
Yeah.
All right?
And it says, It has not been as an harlot, and that thou scornest higher.
Yep.
That's the point, verse 32. But as a wife that committed adultery, which taketh strangers instead of her husband.
Yep. As a wife that committed adultery, that taking strangers instead of her husband, man. All right?
That's
So-
what we did.
You
I'm
got
saying
it,
that's
bro.
what we did by adopting these different nations. Pretty much their philosophies and ideologies, man.
Yeah.
As it says, we were once Gentiles.
Huh?
We were tossed away.
Though you were once a whore,
Yeah.
Right.
though you was once for the streets,
Right.
So the Most High is doing a phenomenal thing on earth, which is really almost impossible to talk about. Like impossible, like you turn a whore into a housewife.
Right.
Son. But
Hey.
the plot twist, that whore is really a royalty. They got kicked out of the castle, kicked out of the palace. So really she was royalty in the beginning.
That's really like sums up the Holy Scriptures. Like it's about a man that loses his wife
Yep.
and coming back to get her, capture her.
So she came with repentance.
As I reading in John 8, man, the Lord said he told the woman, go and sin no more. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna be the Lord's elect, man.
Yep.
Those that's worthy of being with the high value man. Hey, the Lord is gonna give us those new bodies, and we're not gonna sin anymore, man. We're gonna be faithful servants in the kingdom of heaven under Yahawashi, man.
That's right.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 2. For I am jealous over you with godly jealousy. For I have exposed you,
Espouse
you, so like it.
Yep. Put basically betroth a spouse, like making us a couple.
Espouse you to one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to Hamashiach.
Now, how is he gonna present us through a chaste virgin? Through this purification phase. Real quick, somebody get Hebrews 12:6. Because the body has to get purified. The body of Yahawashi has to get purified for Yahawashi. So how do we get purified, man? How do you cleanse us from our whoredom? How do you cleanse us from our heathenistic ways, man, our American ways, Western ways? You know?
Just the book of Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 6. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scorneth every son whom he receiveth.
Now, this particular scripture is written as sons. But spiritually, you can apply it to the body of Yahawashi, because that's what it's talking about. As a collective, we still looked at it as his woman. All right? So we're being cleansed and purified. Like in the ancient world, you have 12 months purification. 6 months in one type of oil and 6 months in another type of oil. But that's part of that cleansing method, man. To espouse that woman to her husband, to that groom. All right?
Can I read for a second?
Yep.
If ye endure chastening, the Lord dealeth with you as with sons.
So the hopeful elect has to endure chastening, which is cleansing. It's correction. All right? It's not because you think chastening is just catching hell. It's catching hell, but it's also learning. It's correction. Correcting poor behavior traits. When you're grooming somebody, you're correcting and you're training them to curb those undesirable traits.
Right,
If you look up the word chastening in the Greek, one of those definitions is like curbing poor traits, you know, and grooming them to have appropriate traits.
Right.
We're going through etiquette school right now in the spirit, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, even when it comes to like camps and situations in the body, you know, basically brothers have to be cultured because we came from, you know, we all have to be cultured, right? Because we came from filth.
Yeah, nigga culture.
We came from nigga culture, you know?
And that nigga culture really is the way of the heathens, man. You know, it's their something they done cooped up and indoctrinated to have Israel to be, you know, more distant from our power, man. You know, and we see the results of that as the elders are going into, man. We're striving, being the hopeful elect, that we are found worthy of being with that high power entity, if you will, Yahawashi. Because nigga culture or black culture has destroyed our nation, man.
Because with that type of culture, there's no type of boundaries. You know what I'm saying? You hold yourself to no type of righteous standard, you know?
Right.
So you pretty much like living like a beast.
It's basically, and the scriptures refer to as them that live after the flesh. So it's basically flesh culture. It's not, live after your flesh
That's
culture.
it. Obey your thirst.
Obey your thirst, man. Your lower nature culture, beast culture.
Do as thou wilt.
Do as thou, which is Satanism.
Love.
Yep.
You know?
Satanism.
Yeah.
Because a woman can love a stud. Is that right?
That's right.
You can have feelings for the stud, you know? But nah, that's your own deceitful lust,
That's
man.
it.
You know?
Can I read verse 8?
Yeah.
But if ye be without chastisement, wherefore all are partakers, then are ye all bastards and not sons. So if you're gonna, you know, pretty much follow the ways of the heathen, man, if you're gonna be just engulfed in this Western type of living, you're not thinking about the being in the heavens with Yahawashi, man, you're gonna be pretty much out. You're gonna be out in the open, man. You're not gonna have no coverage. You're not gonna have no protection, man. You're not gonna be chosen. You're gonna suffer the consequences of that second death, man.
Hey, give Revelation 21:2, bro. What is the point?
Say it again, bro.
Give Revelation 21:2. Jump to 9.
Like this Revelation 21 verse 2.
Because this love story does have a happy ending.
That's right.
And that whore that used to be the housewife, she's gonna get her man back, right? And that's what it's all about, getting her man back, because the grass wasn't greener on the other side, right?
That's why we acknowledge our offense.
That's it.
And that's humility, man.
That's it, bro.
Because you know, what do they say about women now? Like, she doesn't take up no accountability.
That's right.
So it takes a certain type of humility to be like, I was wrong.
Yeah.
I was wrong. As a woman, I was wrong.
Elder, since you said that, I think about the account in the book of Maccabees when the mother seen her sons get killed, but at the same, were murdered. But what they say that she had a manly stomach. So we have a spiritual manly stomach.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Showing accountability.
Yep.
You know?
God, this Revelation 21:2. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband.
And that's the end of the love story. We got that high value man, right? Jump down to 9.
Verse 9, and there came unto me one of the 7 angels,
Right.
which had the 7 vials full of the 7 last plagues.
Now, after this 7 angel exercised that vow, that's what total destruction of Esau's system. Go ahead.
And talked with me, saying, come hither, I will show thee the bride, the Lamb's wife.
Right. And that's the happy ending. That's the happy ending. That's it, bro.
Right? So Malachi 3 and 17. And it says, and they should be mine, said the Lord of hosts, in that day when I will make up my jewels. Like we went into earlier, that word jewels goes into like value, property, peculiar treasure. And that's how Yahweh Bashim Shah look at his hopeful elect. Because right now we're the only ones trying to put on those beautiful garments.
Yep.
Trying to adorn ourselves right in the spirit. A majority of our people out here trying to be like whores, man.
Yep, straight up.
And now it fits.
It fits.
The garment fits now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because of that new spiritual diet.
That's it, man. And it says, and I will spare them as a man spared his own son that served him.
He saved it.
That's right.
It's good. That was the part of the story.
That's it, bro.
It was a beautiful, dramatic ending. Any brother, any closing points? And with that, we hope you brothers and sisters were edified. Once again, want to give all honor and glory to
Yahweh Bashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Kakadash.
the honor to our elder apostles, elder bishops, great millstone well. Peace and blessings to the house of the elect. Abba Baal.
Baba Baal.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.